Now let us see how we can operate the switch loop, which we can use as a replacement for even for multiple if else loop. Now this, suppose I am going to print the day of the week. I take a variable int day of week, I say is equal to 1, and then I can have a switch. I can say day of week, and now I can put down different case values. Suppose I say 1, and I can say that the day is Sunday, or we can start with Monday. Day is Monday. And similarly I can put down other case values for all the 7 days, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I can take a default value. So I'll just change the values 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I can say the day is Tuesday. I can say Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. In default I can put down a message that the wrong value of the day has been entered. So this is how we write down a switch loop. Now this is the switch. This is a variable passed to the switch loop. Now the value of the variable is then mapped to the case values, and to whatever value it maps to, as in our case it maps to the first value. So system shifts to the code against the case value, and that case value is executed. So let us see the output in this case, which is expected to be the day is Monday. Oh, we haven't got the day is Monday, rather we have got the entire output. Now why this has happened is, now as soon as the system matches the case value, as in case 1, in our case it is 1, it shifts to the code against the case, and then it will execute all the statements till it finds the break. So as we haven't written any break, it will continue executing all the statements till there is the end of the switch loop. So I'll put down a break. So this is the importance of putting down a break with every case value. So for default we don't need, as there is no statement ahead of the default. So let us see the output now. So you can see it is the day is Monday. So which is absolutely the output we are expecting. Now I can put down any other day. The day is Thursday, and then I can put some value which is unrecognizable. So it says wrong value. Okay, now let us see what things we need to keep in mind when we are working with a switch loop. The first of the condition is, suppose I have another variable, say dd, and the value of dd is 1, and I have the day of the week as 1. So what I'll do is, instead of case 1 I put down case dd, whereas it holds the same purpose. We have a case dd which also has a value of 1, day of the week also has a value of 1, but as you can see there is an error coming. This is because the case values can never be variables. As you can see, it is already showing us the message which is case expressions must be a constant expression. So we cannot use variables for case values, they have to be constants. So I cannot put down any other variable, except there is a small option that we can do is, that is static and final. So this is local variable, so we cannot declare this as static. So as we haven't covered final and static as of now, so I'm not putting down final and static. So we can just remember for our logic that case values can never be variables, they can only be constant values. So second point in this is, suppose I make day of the week as float. Now immediately it puts down an error. This is because the value to the switch cannot exceed an int. It says it cannot switch on a value of type float. Only convertible int values are permitted. So this value cannot be greater than a int. This is because floating point values cannot be exactly matched. So we don't allow any value which is greater than int. So this is the rule number 2 for switch loops. One is the parameter to the switch loop cannot be greater than an int, and the second point is that we cannot use variables for case values. So these 2 points we must keep in mind when we are writing a switch loop.